You might look polished, but still feel invisible. It's not your age, it's not your clothes, it's the small, subtle habits that quietly cheapen your appearance, even if you have great taste. After 50, beauty isn't about trends, it's about refinement. But many of us, without even realizing, carry style habits that dull our glow and confuse our message. In this video, we're uncovering 10 quiet elegance killers and how to fix them with grace, simplicity, and confidence. No shame, no drama, just the honest truth that will change how you show up and how others respond to you. Because elegance after 50 doesn't shout, it whispers, and the world listens. Mistake 1. Overdone eyelash extensions. When lashes speak louder than you do. The mistake itself. Lashes, once a symbol of soft femininity, have become louder, thicker, bolder. For many women over 50, eyelash extensions seem like a fast track to youthful eyes. But too often, they cross the line. What starts as a touch of glamour can quickly become a distraction. Spider-like jet black fans that shadow your face and draw attention away from your natural expression. Instead of enhancing your eyes, they overpower them. And when lashes walk into the room before you do, there's a problem. The hidden message behind the mistake. What are those heavy lashes really saying? Not, "I'm confident," but perhaps, "I'm hiding." Overdone lashes don't just change your appearance. They shift your energy. They suggest you're not fully at peace with your own features. They send the message that your natural eyes aren't enough, when in fact, they are your most expressive asset. And especially in mature women, exaggerated lashes often feel disconnected from the rest of the face. Too youthful, too harsh, too staged. Rather than showcasing grace, they create a sense of trying too hard. The shift, how to fix it gracefully. Elegance doesn't need exaggeration. It needs balance. Instead of dramatic extensions, opt for natural-looking individual lashes or a lightweight mascara that defines without dominating. Go for a lash curl, not a lash wall. A gentle sweep, not a full curtain. And here's the most important part. Focus on your eyes, not your lashes. Hydrate the under eyes. Soften the eye makeup. Let your natural sparkle come through. If you love extensions, choose styles that mimic natural lash patterns, shorter in the inner corners, with a feathery finish. Remember, the goal is not to hide your age, but to honor your expression. Emotional anchor. When you tone down the lashes, something else comes forward. You. Your warmth, your gaze, your inner light. And that light, it's more beautiful than any synthetic fiber ever could be. Mistake 2. Overdrawn lip liner and excessive gloss. When your lips take over the stage, what's really going on? There's no doubt. A well-defined lip can elevate your look. It frames the mouth, adds contrast, and brings freshness to the face, especially as we age and natural lip color fades. But somewhere along the way, what was once a technique of refinement has turned into an overstatement. The harsh, dark outline, the ultra-glossy finish, the visible lip border that floats miles away from your actual lips. What used to whisper femininity now screams for attention, and not in a good way. Especially after 50, when the magic lies in softness and grace, an overdrawn lip can make your whole appearance feel off. It overwhelms your features, making the mouth the unintentional centerpiece of your entire look. What message are you sending? In today's beauty culture, flooded by Instagram filters and exaggerated new money glam, bigger often feels better. But there's a thin line between defined and distracted. When lip liner is several shades darker than your lipstick, or your gloss is so thick it shines like a mirror, it can give off a vibe of trying too hard. It can signal insecurity rather than elegance. A desire to look bold, but at the cost of looking balanced. Even worse, harsh lip lines can age you. They draw attention to fine lines, lip texture, and create a dissonance with the rest of your makeup, especially if you've kept everything else soft. It's like putting stilettos on with a linen sundress. Something doesn't quite fit. The elegant fix. Elegance isn't about erasing your features, it's about harmonizing them. Instead of overlining dramatically, trace the natural contour of your lips or just slightly outside. Use a lip liner that matches the natural pigment of your lips, not one that dominates them. Here's a quick trick. Look at the inside of your bottom lip. That soft pinkish hue is a great guide for finding your ideal lip liner tone. As for gloss, less is more. Skip the reflective lacquer and go for a satin finish or a nourishing tinted balm. It brings color, softness, and a healthy glow without shouting. The result? Lips that look hydrated, defined, and truly yours. Not borrowed from a TikTok tutorial. Final reflection. A beautiful lip doesn't need a megaphone. It needs to belong to your face. When you soften your lips' presentation, something else rises. Your smile. And that, at any age, is always your most expensive feature. Mistake 3. Heavy foundation. When coverage becomes a mask. What's really going on? Foundation is meant to support your natural beauty, not to suffocate it. Yet many women over 50, in an attempt to conceal fine lines, age spots, or uneven tone, fall into the trap of thinking, more is more. More coverage, more layers, more matte finish. The result? Instead of looking youthful and polished, your face begins to look flat, heavy, and disconnected from the real you. And here's the truth. The thicker the foundation, the more it settles into lines and creases, exaggerating the very things you were trying to hide. It becomes a mask, not a canvas, especially in daylight or under high-resolution cameras. Heavy foundation doesn't just age you, it steals your vitality. What message are you sending? Let's be honest. No one wants to look like they're trying too hard. But a face covered in a thick matte base can suggest exactly that. It can give off a message of insecurity or an obsession with perfection that makes others feel uncomfortable. Instead of looking confident and fresh, it might say, "I don't trust my natural skin anymore." And people feel that. It's not about having flawless skin. It's about wearing your skin with ease. When foundation is too pale, it drains your complexion. When it's too dark, it looks like a mask. When it's caked on, it erases all texture and all authenticity. What you lose is dimension, radiance, and believability. The elegant fix. Let's flip the script. Instead of full coverage everywhere, think strategic enhancement. Here's how to do it. Shade match like a pro. Always test foundation in natural daylight and choose a shade that matches both your face and neck. Don't rely on store lighting. It lies. Use thin layers. Start with a light application, then add more only where needed, like around the nose, chin, or under eyes. Let your freckles and real skin peek through. Dewy over matte. A satin or slightly luminous finish is far more flattering on mature skin than a flat matte one. It reflects light and softens texture. Layer with intention. Use concealer sparingly for targeted spots. Blend well. Then bring color back with a bit of cream blush or bronzer. Think of it like this. Your foundation shouldn't make you look airbrushed. It should make you look alive. Final reflection. Heavy foundation tells the world you're hiding. Light, breathable foundation says you're showing up, as you are. And that confidence, that quiet belief in your own skin, that's what makes a woman truly elegant after 50. Mistake 4. Overdone brows. Too sharp, too stiff, too drawn. What's really going on? Your eyebrows are not just facial features. They're expressions. They frame the eyes, define the face, and even set the emotional tone. But somewhere along the trend timeline, natural brows were replaced by rigid, laminated, overly arched designs that look more like decals than hair. And when that happens, the eyebrows no longer whisper elegance. They shout distraction. For women over 50, sharply sculpted or too dark brows can feel harsh against mature skin. They often create an unnatural contrast, pulling attention away from your eyes, and worse, hardening your entire expression. What was meant to define your features ends up overpowering them. What message are you sending? Brows that are too sharply drawn or laminated into a lifted expression send a message, one you may not intend. I'm trying to look younger, aggressively so. And when brows are symmetrical to the point of stiffness, they lose all human warmth. They look static, like something printed on. And elegance never looks printed. It moves. Overdone brows can also feel overly trendy, like you're chasing what's in rather than owning what's you. This breaks the visual harmony of the face and can quietly signal a lack of self-trust, even if everything else about your look is polished. The elegant fix your most flattering brows will always be the ones that echo your natural shape, but with just enough enhancement to feel current. Here's how to get them right. Color match with care. Go 1 to 2 shades lighter than your hair. If you're brunette, for blondes or gray hair, slightly deeper brows add definition without feeling fake. Texture over shape. Ditch the blocky outline. Use a brow pencil or powder to mimic real hair strokes, especially in sparse areas. Let them look like hair, not like lines. Tame without freezing. If you use a brow gel, choose one that keeps the brows in place while allowing movement. Avoid the laminated, glued-down effect. Balance the arch. Don't force a dramatic arch if your natural brows are soft and straight. Gentle curves soften the face and keep the expression approachable. Let them breathe. The most elegant brows don't scream for attention. They frame the face like a beautiful picture frame, enhancing, not dominating. Think of your brows as a brushstroke of personality, not a blueprint. Final reflection. After 50, your beauty deepens, and your features carry more story. Brows should frame that story, not rewrite it. When they look soft, natural, and effortless, they say, "I'm grounded. I know who I am. I'm not trying. I'm simply being." And that quiet knowing, it's what elegance is made of. Mistake 5. Overly long or decorated nails. When flash replaces finesse. The issue. Our hands speak before we do. They gesture, express, greet, and often reveal more about us than we realize. That's why nails, those tiny, often overlooked details, can either elevate your entire appearance or quietly cheapen it. For women over 50, there's a delicate balance. While polished, well-maintained nails add elegance and confidence, excessively long, ultra-pointed, or overly decorated nails often send the opposite message. Think neon colors, rhinestones, glittery acrylics, and cartoon-like shapes. These may seem fun or expressive, but in mature style, they can feel overdone, juvenile, and even distracting. Instead of enhancing your refinement, they shift attention away from your face, your eyes, your presence, and focus it on a single flashy detail. The subtle message, overly dramatic nails, can unintentionally say, "I'm trying to be trendy at all costs," or "I need attention through my style choices." And while self-expression is always beautiful, elegance whispers. It doesn't shout. In professional settings or formal occasions, bold nail styles can clash with the tone. They may signal flashiness instead of confidence, and trend chasing instead of timeless taste. Even in casual situations, they can feel out of place or undermine your maturity and authenticity, especially if your outfit is understated and elegant. What to do instead? The elegant nail approach. Elegance in nails doesn't mean boring. It means intentional. Here's how to create hands that whisper sophistication. Shape matters. Choose classic shapes like oval, almond, or short square. They flatter all hands and feel effortlessly feminine. Moderate length. Keep nails to a short or medium length. It's not only more practical, but also communicates restraint, refinement, and confidence. Color palette. Embrace shades like soft neutrals, beige, taupe, rose. Deep, rich reds or plums. Classic French tips, if done subtly. Clean, glossy buff for a natural finish. Avoid excessive designs. Skip the glitter, rhinestones, or loud patterns. If you love detail, try a single accent nail with a minimalist design. Nail health. Well-groomed cuticles and healthy nail beds make a bigger impression than any nail art. Consider hydrating oils and regular shaping as part of your self-care ritual. The energy shift. When your nails are neat, subtle, and polished, they do more than complete a look. They project discipline, self-respect, and timeless taste. Well-groomed hands feel trustworthy. They tell others, "This is a woman who takes care of herself, who values every detail, even the ones others miss. And that quiet power? It always looks expensive. Mistake 6. Overpowering or overly sweet perfume. When your scent speaks too loud. The issue: perfume is invisible, but unforgettable. Your scent is one of the most powerful elements of your presence. It can entrance, soothe, or overwhelm. And unfortunately, for many women over 50, fragrance becomes a double-edged sword. What was once elegant can suddenly feel outdated, overwhelming, or artificial. Wearing a scent that's too strong, too sweet, or too juvenile can send an unintended message. It can clash with your overall elegance, especially when everything else, from your outfit to your demeanor, whispers restraint and refinement. A heavy perfume can walk into a room before you do, and linger long after you leave. That's not mystery, that's noise. The subtle message. Overpowering fragrances often say, "I'm trying to mask something. I want to be noticed," loudly. For mature women, this can read as trying too hard or being stuck in a past version of themselves. Fragrances that smell like vanilla cupcakes, bubblegum, or intense florals may evoke memories, but not always the right kind. And let's not forget, strong perfume can physically bother others. In close settings like elevators, restaurants, or offices, it can become intrusive. True elegance considers the comfort of others, and that includes scent. What to do instead? The graceful approach to fragrance. Refined fragrance is about subtlety and story. It doesn't announce your arrival, it invites curiosity. Here's how to create a scent signature that feels mature, graceful, and unforgettable. Choose depth over sweetness. Look for fragrances with notes like soft florals, iris, jasmine, rose, earthy or woody tones, sandalwood, vetiver, musk or powdery finishes, citrus hints balanced with warm undertones. Layer, don't saturate. Apply perfume in delicate spots, wrists behind the ears, back of the neck, or spray once in the air and walk through. Less is more. You don't want people to smell your perfume across the room. You want them to lean in and think, "She smells lovely, but I can't quite place it." Update your scent wardrobe. What smelled fresh on you in your 30s may feel heavy in your 50s. Try sample sizes to discover modern formulations that suit your current energy and lifestyle. Use perfume as an accent, not a mask. It should complement your mood and aura, not cover it. The energy shift. When your scent whispers instead of shouts, it says, "I'm confident in who I am. I don't need to perform." A well-chosen, softly worn fragrance adds intimacy to your elegance. It makes people feel closer to you, without invading their space. The most sophisticated women are often remembered not for their perfume's brand, but for the way it made people feel. And that's the real magic. Mistake 7. Cheap or tarnished jewelry. When details dull the entire look. The issue: you've carefully chosen your outfit. Your hair is styled, your makeup is balanced, and you're feeling confident. But then, a green ring mark on your finger, dull metal around your neck, or earrings that have lost their luster. Suddenly, the overall impression shifts. Jewelry is the final touch. And when that final touch looks cheap, worn, or neglected, it can quietly diminish everything else you've put effort into. The problem isn't wearing affordable jewelry, it's wearing pieces that look worn out, overly flashy, or fake. Many women over 50, in the name of fun or trendiness, fall into the trap of stacking too many accessories or choosing items that don't align with the elegance they truly want to project. The subtle message: tarnished, overly shiny, or poorly made jewelry sends quiet but impactful messages. I don't pay attention to details. I'm holding on to trends that no longer serve me. This isn't real, and it's obvious. This doesn't mean you need diamonds or designer logos, but you do need intentionality, because taste isn't about cost, it's about care. Wearing accessories that leave green marks, break easily, or scream "plastic" makes your whole look feel unconsidered. And worse, it draws attention for the wrong reasons. What to do instead? The elegant jewelry approach. To elevate your appearance with jewelry after 50, the secret lies in simplicity, quality, and finish. Go for clean designs, Thin gold hoops, pearl studs, simple chains, or delicate bangles can add instant polish. Opt for quality over quantity. A few pieces that feel weighty, smooth, and well-made will always beat a drawer full of fast fashion jewelry. Avoid overly flashy styles. Rhinestones, oversized logos, and neon colors rarely feel refined on mature women. They distract rather than enhance. Watch the metal. Discolored or peeling finishes are a dead giveaway. Choose stainless steel, gold-plated, or hypoallergenic materials that wear better over time. Keep your jewelry clean and stored properly. Tarnish is avoidable. Wipe down pieces after wearing, keep them dry, and store them in small bags or pouches. Make one piece your signature. Maybe it's a silver cuff, a vintage brooch, or a necklace with sentimental value. One standout piece adds character without noise. The energy shift. Well-chosen jewelry says, I know who I am, and I'm not trying too hard. When your accessories are subtle, clean, and intentional, they create harmony. They whisper elegance, not attention-seeking. They support your outfit rather than compete with it. In fact, jewelry, when chosen well, can elevate even the most basic outfit. A white blouse becomes sophisticated with pearl earrings. A simple black dress turns memorable with a vintage pin. True elegance lives in the little things. Because the way you wear jewelry isn't just about sparkle, it's about self-respect. Mistake 8. Worn, pilled, or hair-covered clothing when neglect undermines style. The hidden culprit. You may be wearing a perfectly tailored blazer, a luxurious sweater, or a timeless black dress. But if that fabric is covered in pet hair, lint, or tiny pills, the effect is instantly dulled. You see, fabric condition speaks before you do. It whispers something about how you care for your clothes, and by extension, yourself. Many women over 50 focus on what they wear, choosing flattering cuts, elegant fabrics, and timeless silhouettes. But the condition of those clothes is equally crucial. No amount of style can outshine visible neglect. The silent signals. Here's what worn-out, hairy, or pilled clothing silently suggests. I don't notice the small things. I gave up halfway. I used to be elegant, but not today. And none of that reflects the powerful, self-aware woman you truly are. Fabric that's stretched, faded, bobbled, or covered in fluff silently sabotages even the best outfits. It doesn't mean you're messy. It just sends the wrong signal. The overall impression turns from polished to careless, no matter how good the outfit once was. Why this happens more after 50. As we age, we tend to reach for comfort. Soft knits, cozy wraps, well-loved pieces. These are wonderful, but they also wear faster and show signs of aging quicker if not carefully maintained. We may also become more affectionate with pets, rightfully so, and lint brushes become an afterthought. But elegance is often built on maintenance, not just taste. The fix. How to revive elegance. Through fabric care. The good news? This mistake is one of the easiest to fix. With just a few tools and habits, you can instantly elevate your look without buying anything new. Use a lint roller or sticky brush. Keep one near your front door, in your purse, or in your car. A quick sweep removes fur, lint, and dust in seconds. Invest in a fabric shaver. These are inexpensive and can restore the smooth surface of your sweaters, dresses, and scarves by gently removing pilling. Choose fabrics that wear well. When shopping, look for high-quality blends that don't attract hair or pill quickly. Wool blends, double-knit jersey, ponte fabric, etc. Avoid dark pieces when spending time with pets. Lint and fur show up more dramatically on black and navy. Hand wash or turn garments inside out. It helps prevent friction in the washing machine, which causes pills and fabric stress. Inspect garments in natural light. Sometimes we don't notice lint or pilling until we see it under sunlight or bright white light. The real message of fabric. Well-maintained clothing says, I'm thoughtful, I take care of things, I value how I present myself. It has nothing to do with how expensive the clothes are. Even the simplest cotton t-shirt looks more elegant when it's clean, smooth, and crisp. Elegance isn't always about adding more. Sometimes it's about removing what shouldn't be there. Mistake 9. Overdone hairstyles. When hair tries too hard. The illusion of control. Hair is often called a woman's crown. But what happens when that crown becomes stiff, overly sculpted, or locked in place with layers of hairspray? You lose the softness, the movement, the natural grace that makes a woman look confident, not desperate. Many women over 50 fall into the trap of trying to tame their hair into submission. Tight curls, sky-high volume, slicked back buns with no flyaways in sight. The result? A look that might appear put together but feels artificial. What's lost is the effortless beauty that mature elegance truly thrives on. When your hair looks like it took an hour to control, it sends a message. I'm trying too hard to look young, perfect, polished. But real elegance isn't forced. It flows when hair steals the spotlight. Overdone hairstyles create distraction. Instead of complimenting your face, they compete with it. People notice the curls, the stiff shell, the exaggerated volume, not you. Some common signs your hairstyle might be doing too much. Too much product. When hair doesn't move with your head. Too much symmetry. Styles that are so perfect they look unnatural. Too much height or structure. Buns or blowouts that seem better suited for a red carpet than real life. Overstyled curls. Curls that look crunchy instead of soft. This is especially noticeable with short or medium-length hair, where texture, softness, and movement matter more than ever. Why it happens after 50. As we age, many of us feel the pressure to compensate for thinning hair or lost volume, so we overstyle. We reach for stronghold sprays, teasing combs, or try styles that worked in our 30s but now feel out of sync with who we are. Also, beauty trends online often exaggerate volume and perfection, creating an unattainable and frankly exhausting standard. But real women, real elegance, don't need to compete with filters. The elegant alternative. Let your hair breathe. Let it move. The most expensive-looking hair isn't the stiffest. It's the healthiest. Here's what to aim for instead. Soft layers that frame the face. They lift, flatter, and move naturally with you. Texture without stiffness. Use lightweight products. Texturizing sprays, serums, or flexible hold mousse. A style that matches your lifestyle. Hair that takes 15 minutes to style is more sustainable and elegant than something that takes an hour. Polish without perfection. A gentle wave, a low chignon with a few natural wisps, or a tousled bob gives you a look that says, I'm confident, not controlling. Regular trims to keep shape fresh. You don't need a complicated style, just a clean, healthy one. Remember this, a stiff hairstyle says, don't touch me. A soft hairstyle says, I'm approachable, real, and alive. Don't aim for hair that impresses. Aim for hair that feels like you. Expressive, graceful, and present. Because when your hair supports your energy, not overshadows it, your entire look becomes timeless. Mistake 10. Nervous gestures, lack of eye contact, or hesitant posture. When inner energy undermines outer elegance. The silent saboteur. You can be dressed in the most flattering outfit. Your makeup can be flawless, your hair styled to perfection, your accessories carefully chosen. But if the way you move, look, and hold yourself communicates anxiety, insecurity, or hesitation, everything else fades. True elegance begins inside. Elegance is not just about what you wear, but how you carry your presence. And nothing disrupts that more than constant fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, slouching shoulders, or a rushed walk, speaking too quickly or with nervous laughter. These small signals quietly tell the world, I'm not fully comfortable in my skin. It's not about being loud or forceful. In fact, some of the most elegant women are soft-spoken, but they own their space. They move with calm certainty. They walk into a room and don't shrink. Why this matters after 50. As we age, many women feel unseen. By society, by media, sometimes even by their families. That invisibility can settle into our posture, into our gestures, into how we speak. But here's the truth. You are allowed to take up space. At 50, 60, 70, and beyond, you are not fading. You are arriving. The world needs the quiet, powerful presence of women who trust their wisdom. And presence starts with body language. The difference between trying to impress and owning the moment. Many women think elegance is about performance, perfect posture, rehearsed smiles, mimicking confidence. But real presence comes from alignment. When your inner self is at ease, it naturally shows on the outside. Here's what elegant energy looks like. Standing tall with relaxed shoulders, looking people in the eye, not staring, but gently holding gaze, moving slowly and deliberately, not frantically, allowing silences to happen in conversation, smiling from the eyes, not just the mouth. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about removing what doesn't belong. The fear, the self-doubt, the habit of shrinking. How to reclaim your presence. Practice grounding body language. Before entering a room, take a breath. Straighten your spine. Let your arms relax. Own your walk. Don't rush. Walk like you deserve to be noticed. Even if no one's watching. Watch your hands. Avoid clutching things tightly or touching your face constantly. Speak slower. Let your words land. Your wisdom deserves space. Breathe. Pause. Hold stillness. That's where quiet power lives. Final thought. Your elegance is not just in what you wear. It's in how you stand, walk, and exist. True beauty at any age doesn't scream for attention. It's felt in the calm energy of a woman who has nothing to prove, because she knows her worth. After walking through these 10 subtle yet powerful beauty and style habits, one truth becomes clear. Elegance is not about perfection, it's about intention. You don't need designer labels. You don't need the latest trends. You don't need to look 30 again. What you need is alignment. Alignment between who you are and how you show up. Between the woman inside you, wise, vibrant, and grounded, and the way she dresses, moves, and presents herself to the world. Elegance isn't about adding more. It's often about removing what no longer belongs. Let go of lashes that overshadow your eyes. Say goodbye to thick foundation that hides your skin. Step away from trends that scream for attention, but rob you of authenticity. And in their place, choose softness, choose confidence, choose clarity. Because the most unforgettable women aren't trying to impress anyone, they're simply comfortable in their skin, and that comfort is magnetic. Every woman over 50 has a story written in her posture, her smile, her gaze. And when that story is told with simplicity, authenticity, and care, she doesn't just look elegant, she is elegant. So before you ask, what should I fix? Try asking, what can I soften? What can I simplify? What can I own? Because real beauty doesn't come from the mirror. It comes from knowing who you are and dressing like you believe in her. Thank you for joining me on this gentle but powerful journey. If this message resonated with you, please subscribe for more insights on confidence, quiet elegance, and looking your best at every age. And remember, true elegance doesn't beg to be noticed. It simply cannot be ignored.